stood here with Alberto at the back of Riverside's office in Hermosillo in Mexico. Alberto, how are you doing today?
Pretty good, thank you. Thanks for having us.
So you're about to launch a new IPO on the back of Riverside. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure, we're working on a spin-out from Riverside. It's going to be called Capitan Mining. And we're going to use the Peñoles Project to start that. So we're working right now on the plan of arrangement for that.
Okay, so the Peñoles Project people might not have heard of, but it has a resource, an inferred resource on it already. There's a lot of work done already. Tell us about how that's progressed.
Sure, it's in the state of Durango in Mexico. Like you mentioned, it has an inferred resource in it already. And it's for gold and silver. However, in gold equivalent terms is roughly 500,000 ounces of gold equivalent, which is a really good start. But we still see the potential to take that up to 1 million ounces. So what we would like to do early on is to continue expanding the resource and improve the category of that resource to a measured and indicated category.
Yeah. So most people in Europe or Canada or North America, when they hear about working in Mexico, a lot of them panic. They just say no straight away. There's a lot of existing deposits in the area. Let's talk about some of the Canadian operators who work there already.
Sure. Well, in Mexico in general, there are many Canadian operators, a lot of foreign investment. I can understand that nervousness when you're not familiar with the environment. Riverside has worked in the country for nearly 14 years. I myself been working with advanced projects for more than 15 years in Mexico. And can tell you that it's one of the greatest places on earth, on the planet still, to come and invest. In the state of Durango in particular, there's a number of Canadian companies working. A couple of examples are Argonaut Gold, that operates currently 2 mines near the Peñoles Project, excellent resources, and many others.
So you've got skilled staff in the area already who can bring this forward?
Yeah, that's one of the great things about Capitan Mining. That we don't have to start from scratch building a team. We already have the team to explore and advance this opportunity. So that includes not only the geologists who are going to do the drill program and explore for the other targets, but we're also talking about metallurgists, people who do environmental permitting, community relations. We have the entire team to get this started.
Great stuff. Another thing people worry about coming to Mexico is that they're not going to get out on a site visit. You know, maybe from Vancouver they can nip up to the Golden Triangle and have a look at a project so they can see it. Why should people trust this project?
Well, one of the reasons is that you could come and see it. Actually, like you mentioned, they could come and see for themselves what we have, walk right to the Capitan Hill of the Peñoles Project and see for themselves, look at the core, and just get their hands on the project and actually touch it. But another reason is that the team behind it has been here for a long time. We've through Riverside and then the work John Mark Stouty has done, produced a number of advanced deposits that have or projects that have become something, and this is one where we see particularly good value to advance. So they should trust us because they can come and see the project, and 2, because the team is trusted as well.
And you were with the Argonaut team when they began development on, I forget the name of the project?
San Agustin.
San Agustin. So talk about the development process in Mexico. Is it very easy to bring rigs in to get access to properties?
For exploration, it is relatively simple. There is one environmental permit that you have to get. But it goes beyond environmental or the permitting, because you also need the access with the communities, which is very important. And that's one of the key things about the Peñoles Project, because we already have an agreement in place to explore there for 10 years. We actually finished our first 10-year agreement with them and signed for another 10 years. So that really facilitates things in order to get started with a drill program.
And that same agreement moves through to El Capitan from, to Capitan.
That's
to
right,
Capitan
yeah.
from Riverside.
Exactly, that agreement transfers into Capitan Mining.
Yeah. So let's talk a bit about the geology of the project. We're looking for gold, copper, silver. How have these things come to be in your project?
This is a gold-silver project. The geology, to put it in very simple terms, we have 2 zones. One that is the gold zone, we call that the Capitan area, hence the name of the company, Capitan Mining, and a silver zone, which is called Jesus Maria. Both are actually really close to each other, and they could form a single operation, in fact. But the geology is different. In Capitan, the mineralization is hosted mostly in an unconformity between sediments and volcanic rocks. And that unconformity is where the mineralization is hosted. For the Jesus Maria zone, the silver zone, it's exclusively in the sediments. For the type of project that we have, it would be mostly you could call it disseminated mineralization for the Capitan zone and more structure vein control for the Jesus Maria area.
Great stuff. So, Alberto, thank you for your time. Been great to meet.
Great, thank you.
And the IPO is scheduled for March, I heard. A rough estimate?
We would hope to complete our plan of arrangement by March, roughly around PDAC time. So we hope to be public by PDAC.
Right, so keep listening. Cheers.